And we are recording. What's going on, podcast land? Welcome to yet another riveting episode of the GAJ Podcast. We are on season 1, episode 8, boys. We are cruising, and we have JR back in the building.
That's right.
JR was busy making that paper last week, so he was not able to join us. But we are glad to have him back.
Mm-hmm.
And for this week's topic, I'm really glad we have JR back because between the three of us, we kind of span a little bit in terms of generational gaps. So
True.
I thought it was fitting to make sure Johnny was on for this one, but we are going with generational slang, pop culture language. We all know it. We've all used it. Sometimes we pick up the next generation's slang. Sometimes we try to bring stuff back from our previous generations. But that's what we're talking about today. So, I'll be honest, I don't really know where to start off here because between JR and I mean, there's definitely been quite a few new terms thrown out there. But I think the first question we are posing is, well, you know what? Let's start with the current stuff. What's kind of the current pop culture slang? What are the kids saying these days?
The ones that have been around for a little bit of time, for a couple of years, and it's not just kids. It seems like it's Gen Z, it's Gen Y, and I have a buddy who's Gen X that said to me this weekend. It's one that kind of annoys me. It's one of those like Peter Griffin grinds my gears type words. It's I hate when people describe something as fire. I hate when they
love that
word. I fucking hate it. It's a noun. It's a verb. It's not something that you describe an object as. I hate people say
fire.
I'm like, oh god.
I don't mind that about like food. I don't know why. I don't mind that about food.
Well, if it's a type of Taco Bell sauce, you say, hey, what type of Taco Bell sauce is that? It's fire. Okay.
That is my favorite Taco Bell sauce.
Side note, when the fire sauce came out when I was in high school, me and my buddy wanted to see if it was flammable, so we tried to set it fire sauce on fire. It's not flammable.
It's not flammable.
Is that fire sauce why you need TP for your bunghole?
That is.
Oh boy,
I did a lot of TP.
Speaking of, by the way, that was probably the funniest non-weekend update skit I've seen on Saturday Night Live in a long time. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Saturday Night Live just go to YouTube and search for Beavis and Butthead skit.
Yeah, it's from the 16th, so it was mid-April when it came out.
It was probably 2 weeks ago, so it is. Well, when this gets released, it's going to be May 2nd. And yeah, I think that episode of SNL aired on the. It was the 16th. No, that wasn't, because that wasn't Saturday. The 20th. I don't know. During this April. So fire. Alex doesn't like it.
No, yeah, one more. Another grinds my gears type word here. Been around for probably close to 10 years. I hate when people describe a long period of time as being a minute. It's been a minute. Really? That's not long.
See, I think that's to me, that's one that's come back.
That's one of Gerard's favorites. That's how he described.
Because I used to use that, and that was all the way back in the 90s.
I don't remember hearing it.
Oh God,
I probably, if I did, I would have thought it was stupid.
That's a Gerard staple. To be honest,
I think I still use that. I don't know if I brought it back or maybe because the kids are saying it now, so I kind of readopted it, I guess. Mm-hmm. But That's
I
a
heard
long one.
back in the
Didn't even
90s, I
think about that
heard
one.
people say a New York minute, which is a very short amount of time.
Yeah, that's reaching way back. That's before I was born.
That's also a movie starring the Olsen twins.
What?
A New York minute.
Yeah.
Like a current or newer movie?
No,
or...
it's hold on. When this bitch come out? They're still acting, so it's a very long time ago. 2004.
Okay, so that was a while ago. I always forget like how old they are because all I ever think of is like Full House, of course.
They're like in between our age, right? Somewhere.
They're
37 years old.
so they're definitely younger than me.
Yeah.
I remember them being pretty close to Christina's age.
They're slightly older.
Okay,
Same year. Born the same year.
Okay.
but yeah, a minute. I feel like a minute. That's something that's come back because I remember hearing that like in the '90s.
I feel like bet.
But to me, it was just kind of like, well, I guess most slang is like kind of like an exaggerational statement, right?
Hmm.
But
I mean, I like the minute one. It's been a minute. I use that. I'm sorry, Alex. You got two people here that just
Signing off.
That's. I mean, I can see how it's annoying. I can.
yeah, that's kind of why it's kind of interesting for our trio to talk about this because Alex and I are pretty close in age, but where we were born, we're kind of in that range where I guess the generation when you start to look things up was kind of like flipping over.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we're only 16 months apart, I think, and I guess it depends on which source you look at. Like I think I was part of Gen X, so Alex would be part of the millennial generation, and
We're
then
both.
JR, I think.
I consider us
you're-
both to be Gen Y. We're elder millennials.
Yeah.
Elders. They're the
Yeah,
elder.
we're in that. We're kind of in that in between. That I've heard different names for it, like
Yeah.
the Oregon Trail generation, where it's
Oregon
kinda
Trail
XY.
generation.
Oregon Trail.
We had that on our DOS computers.
We did too, actually.
Oh,
We had a Texas Instrument kind of computer little gaming system thing.
the little Macintoshes.
Not even that. It was a keyboard with like a cartridge slot in it. Not like
It was
the
not
3.5, not the 5-inch floppy. Like it was before that.
Hmm.
It was like, it was probably what was that? What came before like Atari, right before Atari. That's how old it was.
Oh.
What else? What's current? Okay, so Alex hates fire and he hates a minute. I use fire for food. I don't mind it for food. Johnny, you use it, or JR, you use it quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yep, both of those. He just described two words that he doesn't like that I say. He's like, JR, in fact, as a person, you kind of annoy me.
What are some other ones? How about this one? Bet.
Yep.
You know how long it took me to figure out what that even meant?
I still don't know what it means.
I'm still not even sure how to use it. I think I'm starting to figure out I think it's kind of like saying, well, something that I've said in the past, game on, right?
Game on. Better believe it. Hell yeah. Definitely. Bet.
It's also the Black
Oh.
Entertainment Channel,
BET.
Black Entertainment Television. Yeah, I googled it. It's the first thing that came.
Yeah, since I do have Urban Dictionary up, let me see if I can search for some of these. Bet is another word for okay, or it can be used in two different ways. Daniel says, see you next week, and you say, bet. See, I guess I'm not sure. I still don't really understand how it's used then. I mean, I'm sure it's broad, but I don't know. JR, this is definitely more of your generation. how do you use bet?
Bet fuck man. I just use it as like an okay, like better believe it. You got it, definitely. I think those are all pretty much the uses of bet for me.
Okay.
I don't use it very often because like I don't care. I guess like if I'm gonna describe something, I've kind of like grown to try and make a point to like use the English language a little bit. Like do my best to actually like use what I've learned growing up and not just like abbreviate and make up shit.
So is that, from your definition, is bet something that's kind of more even the generation after you?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Or like
So
my generation's still trying to be cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard, um, people closer to my age use it a couple times, and it kind of confuses me more when somebody close to my age uses it over, like, some of my friends' kids, Bet.
If they use it right, I mean, I guess it's like a really simple, short word to just be like bet. I guess I don't know.
Sure.
Just slip it in there and
That's-
call it good.
So, since we're since you kind of alluded to it a little bit, I personally, this is just my own definition of current slang language for the young generation right now. What the kids are saying, it's almost just like lazy ways to say longer words.
Yep.
As opposed to, back in my day, it was kind of like an exaggerational statement. So, for instance, saying something like, "Man, I haven't seen you in a minute." That's like the exaggeration of saying I haven't seen you in forever. Like,
Yeah.
there's a relation versus, for instance, bet. You kind of said it's kind of like saying better believe it. It's just lazy. You just don't want to say the whole sentence.
And it's my kind of opinion that like stuff gets lost in translation. Like if you're describing something and you abbreviate whatever you're describing, like you're missing out on the thing. Like obviously don't make your story or whatever you're trying to describe super lengthy and over the top.
Right.
That's boring. That gets played out real quick. But maybe describe what you're trying to describe using words.
Exactly.
From the English language or whatever language you speak.
Yeah. And
I don't like slang. I don't.
I like it in an exaggerational sense to kind of get the point across a little more with some sort of emphasis versus just being plain lazy, too lazy to string some words together.
This all
Have
depends
an
on who you're
actual
talking to.
conversation. Sure.
If you're talking with some buddies that you've known for a while, you're gonna say a bunch of weird shit that people that happen to be within earshot of you are not gonna understand.
Oh, you know what? I think video game culture is like it's huge. Like if you're gonna describe slang and if you're not gonna use like internet and video game culture as like your kind of platforms, that's like the big demographic of it. It's like younger people on the internet. Think of like the word simp, right? You know what a simp is?
I have no idea what a simp is.
Is that like
man.
a dude that really likes a chick and does everything for her to the point where it's
Yeah.
kind of pathetic?
Yeah,
I
you
knew
kind
what-
of just become simple. You just
Oh.
like everything. I don't know. Let's look that one up on Urban Dictionary. Simp. I'm simping over this chick. Someone who does way too much for a person they like.
was close.
Oh. I have never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's like the big one for online streamers and stuff, or like OnlyFans chicks, like guys are simping over.
See, I thought when you first said it, I thought you said sim. Because
No,
when
with
you
P
came
at
off
the
of video games, like the excuse me, the game that we kind of tried to figure out was Sim City. A lot of people figured it out. I just wasn't one of them.
Now they're gonna have Simp City.
You're just a loser.
starring every OnlyFans chick ever.
Simp.
That's a big one.
Brian Shoe the simp. I don't even know what that. I think that was a sentence. I'm not even sure what I just read. I bought her a car and a whole ass house, and we not even dating. Oh, Brian sure the simp. Like he sure is the simp. I think. I guess.
I have another one that I've been using. It's NPC, like a non-playable character.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what an NPC is?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I describe
I know the
everybody
acronym.
driving a Tesla, a Prius, people that can't like do things for themselves or like, you know, make proactive decisions as they're doing something. Those are all NPCs.
Huh. Okay. That's a new
All
one
the
to me.
basic characters in the Starbucks line
I haven't heard that used in a.
in a sentence.
Yeah. I mean, outside of referring to an NPC like in a video game, a non-playable character, but not in a sort of like slang way, I guess.
Like a social setting.
Yeah. I've never heard that one.
It's really easy to describe people on the road as NPCs. They're just background characters in my video game that I'm playing of real life.
Okay. I honestly, I'm kind of on board with it.
I like that one.
I'm down with it. Oh man, I'm bringing back all the old people terms. I can get on board with that. I don't know if I'm going to, but I won't hate it.
You could call him a bot too. Instead of an NPC, you could call him a bot.
NPC
robot?
bot. Okay. That's kind of what I always referred to as like the telemarketers.
Secretly, Gerard has been ahead of his time for years.
All right,
The
so
robocall.
one I hate. And I don't know if either of you guys use it. I think Alex is gonna hate it too, but capping, right?
Fucking hate that word.
What is it? Cap?
Yeah,
Yeah, it means to lie,
it means a lie. Like
I have no idea what that is. I've never heard that.
bro. It's the dumbest shit in the world.
I don't.
Whoever came up with that one, fucking Christ.
It's like if somebody says shit like, oh, bro, I might bank on that job, right? And then somebody's response is, yo, dog, you capping. Quit capping. I don't know.
No cap,
Think, right?
no cap.
This is the first time
Oh,
I've heard
no
that.
cap? Is it no cap? Okay, I'm still using it.
You
wrong.
haven't heard this one? Oh my god,
Never heard it.
dude, this one's in full effect. This one is rampaging right now through the
I
generations.
hate it. And I think that one might even be.
That's so much worse than minute or like fire. That
It
was
sounds
cap is
stupid.
like,
Say, I think that's like that's more associated with like the newest generation of kids out there. Like I don't even think that's JR's generation. I think cap is just.
Thank you for not associating me with that word.
I think that's like the teens and early 20s kids right now, not the actual adults. Yeah, I've never used that one. That's probably of the ones I'm thinking of right now, that's my least favorite. Ben's
about
kind of
Riz?
up there, but
How do you feel about Riz?
oh yeah, that one's stupid too.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
This is why
I know what it means, though.
This is why you needed me.
This is why I wanted to make sure Johnny was on for this one because I would have never thought about that. That's like the charisma one, right?
Yep, it's charisma.
See, again, it's just fucking lazy. It's not. Oh, that
Bro's got
That
the
kid-
Riz.
that kid's really charismatic. It's what is it? How do you use it? He's Riz or something. He's got Riz.
He's got the Riz.
Anybody that does this says the word Riz.
JR, you're literally the only person I ever see do that. Just so we're clear.
Because he's got the Riz.
You got that Riz.
Are you right? No cap.
No.
All right, here's one that I do like. That's very, very recent.
Okay, throw it at us.
I about laugh every time I hear someone say, "No Diddy."
No Diddy?
No Diddy. I fucking love that phrase.
That's got to be super fresh.
No Diddy.
No,
No
Diddy.
Diddy.
I'm gonna start
It's just
saying that as
funny.
people get into my car when I'm driving them around. Be like, no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Make sure it's like a young guy. No Diddy.
I don't see it in the slang definition.
It's not in Urban Dictionary. It's not fresh.
He's like, it's brand new.
It's like maybe a couple weeks old, but it's
Diddy.
spreading.
So give us your definition of no Diddy, Alex.
Without getting canceled.
Ain't nobody watching our podcast anyway.
It's like
Right.
saying no homo. It's exactly like saying no homo.
Oh.
I like it.
I love it.
I hope that becomes mainstream.
I'll have my license plate.
Oh my god. If you get your license plate to say no Diddy, it'll blow the fuck up. Especially down in Newport Beach.
I guess I've never used no Diddy. I've used no homo. You know, that was way back before it was only LGB, not LGBTQ.
Just don't drive through LA with that.
6.
You don't want to drive by the wrong guy.
Right.
Might actually be Diddy.
It might
Yeah.
actually be- or somebody that worked for Diddy. Yeah,
they laugh.
that's a new one. I don't know that one, but I don't know. Maybe I'll adopt that one. That's real fresh.
Super fresh. I love it. I want more of it.
Oh, what else is out there? So we're still on current stuff, right? So what's being used today? What the kids are
So
the kids
going
are
back to
slinging.
saying that like these kids, it's all like video game and internet based.
Oh,
right?
of course, yeah.
So like words
Probably
like
social media even more than the video games. I would think. You know,
well they
that would be my
play
guess.
hand in hand. Like a lot of the guys that are at least the younger guys and girls, I feel like they play video games now, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody thinks they want to be a streamer, or they want to do like online content creation, and video games is like the first thing that comes to mind when they say that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the Twitch streamers and
Oh, so like
I don't even know what else is out there.
so when somebody describes something like, bro, you just clap that fool. Like clap.
Clap, not cap, right?
I
Clap.
was about to
right.
say clap,
Like-
not cap.
Or
I don't
like
know. So give us clap. Give us a definition of clap.
like spank those cheeks. Like fucking fucked them.
Oh,
You just shot him in the head. I don't know.
see,
Like you owned him.
what you're telling me. Like I feel like we're covering multiple definitions, which could very
We're
well
all like
be
the
true.
same.
Clap, a word with several definitions. Okay, to strike one's own palms together, an instance of gonorrhea. Okay,
What?
I have used that word. Clap,
Oh, you got the clap?
like chlamydia, STD. Got shot by a firearm. I don't know that one.
That you know what? That's a great just way
It makes
to show that the words have changed in literally
Yeah.
one generation. So the clap from going from being an STD to literally like to shooting somebody in the head in a video game.
I've never, like, I know it as like the STD. Like you said, like, you know, you got the HIV or you got the clap. Did you get tested for the HIV? Did you get tested for the clap? Are you taking something for that? Taking something for the clap?
Oh my god.
Let's see. A derivative of definition 3. Well, a derivative of getting shot by a firearm. To get stabbed, shot, or beaten intensely to the point of certain death. So I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but one of the definitions is to have sexual intercourse. I don't understand that one.
I also think the Urban Dictionary is like our generation. Like they're not keeping it as updated as it needs to be kept.
Probably because it's so 2003. Anyway. They clapped when she went
If
on
there's
stage.
anything
Right?
that
That
this
makes
generation coming up hates more, it's doing actual like work.
sense. Yeah.
So
Are you using your mic, Johnny, or are you using just your laptop or your computer mic?
this guy,
Oh, I guess you are.
is it loud or is it cutting out or what?
No, it's just picking up a lot.
Oh, like my food and stuff?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
when you
damn it.
crumple
It's
your
supposed to
apple.
not pick that up.
I mean, it's
Like-
fine. It's not like it's.
I'll be better. I finished my food anyways. I gotta mess with it because it's supposed to have AI noise canceling.
So there's all the definitions on Urban Dictionary, and then there's a bunch of like examples, but I don't know which definition some of these go to. Like, you ready to clap? What does that mean? It's like ready to fuck?
I think so.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Listen to this example coming from the old guy. I'm about to make them cheeks clap so hard it'll cause an earthquake. I feel like this came from rap videos.
Yes.
I got fucking clapped. I don't know what that means. Does that mean like you lost? Like in a game? Yeah, you got to get defeated. Okay. Clap. I don't think I'll be adopting that one.
No, unless it's for applause.
Right. Or the STD.
uh,
What else? What else is out there? JR, this is all you, man. I'm too old for this shit. Like I don't know. I don't know the current
There's
stuff.
mid, which I don't
Mid?
like, but I hear it enough that I'm not
I don't
going to
know that
say
one.
it, but I understand it.
yeah. That one's
don't-
pretty straightforward, at least.
I don't know it. All right, so give me that definition, because for our listeners out there that are closer to my age, we don't know what that means.
It's like average, nothing special.
Oh, okay. Like
Like
middle of the road.
so
Okay.
last year, Ohio State's quarterback Kyle McCord. Some people called him Kyle midcord because he wasn't good.
Gotcha.
Nobody called him that.
I get it now. Okay, it makes more sense now. Like middle of the road. Got it.
It's
Got it.
middle. Oh, God.
So mid. That quarterback's so mid. Okay. I don't see myself saying it, but
Nope.
at least I'll understand it now. This is going to be like an educational experience for me and anyone out there that's closer to my age in our early mid 40s.
Do you ever say BRB?
Hell fucking no.
No?
Nope.
You never say BRB?
No.
Nope.
Unless I'm trying to be an
Maybe
asshole.
that's just me.
That comes from like texting culture. So, texting came out when I was in college, but it didn't really become popular. It became a little more mainstream, like in, I would say, the early to mid 2000s, and things like BRB and LOL. You know what? That didn't come from texting. That came from instant messaging.
AOL Instant Messenger.
AOL Instant Messenger. So that was more like
The
late
beginning of
90s,
the
early
end.
2000s. Yeah.
That's what it was.
I hated that shit. BRB. Well, what else? LOL.
Bio.
And LOL like evolved into. I don't remember. LOL with just a bunch of L's behind it, and
Oh, Lamau.
rolling on the ground laughing, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
OGL. That's a good. I mean, that's a good one to bring up though because that's
OMG.
OMG. Yeah, I say I would. I've said OMG, but only when I'm trying to like make fun of somebody, like some a ditzy person, right? Like OMG. Um, I had a buddy. This was mid to late 2000s, like when I still lived in Milwaukee, and he had, he had a what did he have? It was a I think it was a Jetta, like a kitted out Jetta, right? Lowered, custom wheels, exhaust, all that stuff, and he got a custom license plate that said OMG BRB just to be funny. So this is probably, I don't know, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny because I'm just like,
Back when it was really cool to have a
it's
custom
funny.
license plate.
It was funny because it was stupid, basically. And he was kind of borderline like raver type,
Mm-hmm.
so it kind of made sense. It kind of fit him a little bit. But OMG, BRB, LOL. Fuck, I don't know.
I think the original acronym, acronym was BBQ, barbecue. That's like the OG
Yeah,
of
that is
acronyms.
OG. That's yeah. I think that's one that came about because barbecue is hard to spell.
The people that were doing it couldn't spell a word.
I
Let's just
can't
say,
spell it. Is there a
let's
C? Is there a Q in it?
let's think about when you really think about who the best pit masters are, right? Like they're the black guys, buddy. They're the black guys, and back in the day,
And they're
like,
cooking it in a fucking what's your storage bin thing? Like, those aluminum like storage fuck, what are they called?
I have no idea.
Like where you store like a filing cabinet?
Yep.
Have you ever seen those really tall filing cabinets? Have you ever seen people barbecue and smoke shit inside the filing cabinets?
No, but I think I've heard of that before. I've heard of like the big like oil drums.
Mm-hmm.
Like they cut those in half and put hinges on it.
Oh, yeah, seen that.
That's kind of why like a lot of the smokers you see, like the old traditional ones, are kind of like that cylindrical shape.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think BBQ might be kind of that first acronym slang type. It's kind of more of a written out thing, right? Because people could still say barbecue.
Yep.
But yeah, the best pit masters, the people that were best at the barbecue, in my opinion, were the black people. And think about back in the day, they couldn't read and write, dude. They were still coming off the plantation when that came out, and weren't so good at the reading and the writing.
They weren't so good. So since we're on like the food thing, what do you think about calling like sandwiches and chicken nuggets Sammys and Nuggies?
I think Nuggies is just hilarious.
Yeah,
because it's
Nuggies
like
is
something
kind of cute.
that comes from like baby talk, right? When you're talking to little kids and say things like "chicky nuggies,"
Want your little chicken nuggies,
and then
a little Sammy Sam.
And now it's Andy Reid from the State Farm commercial with Patrick Mahomes, where he's like, when they're talking about, I forget what the whole thing is, but you see they're using like the value meal, like the cheeseburger and the fries, and Andy Reid goes, "Explain it again with those nuggies." Sammy's, I don't think I use it, but I don't have a problem with it. I've definitely heard it plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sammy's probably comes from like East Coast culture, like Pittsburgh. I don't know why I think that. it's completely a guess. I have no evidence as to why I think that or anything that supports that theory. But I think of those like Pittsburgh like sandwich shops. I can't remember that famous one, but I mean, it's like Sammy's and Po' Boys, right?
Yeah.
I think of Pittsburgh because of like factory workers and the sandwiches they made. Like everything was on the sandwich, so that like the construction workers and the factory workers could just take it and they could eat while they're still working or whatever. Right? It's something you can just hold and eat. Same thing with a po' boy, which is kind of slang itself for poor boy, a poor boy sandwich, right?
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Sure
realize
was.
po' boy
Show was.
was for the po' boys.
The po' boys, yeah. That one I feel like again I have no evidence to back this up or any sort of like documentation to back this up. I feel like that kind of, to me, for some reason, I kind of think that comes from like the South, like Louisiana. Like I don't know why. When I think of a po' boy sandwich, I think of like shrimp sandwiches, right? Like from Louisiana, Cajun sandwiches.
Yeah.
Cajun food on sandwiches, basically. So that's why I kind of think that's where that came from. I have no idea. Anybody who happens to find this podcast, I don't care if it's, here in 2024 or later on down the road. Feel free to drop a comment. If you drop a comment and we're still operating this podcast, we'll respond. I'll respond.
We're probably going to be doing this for a hot minute. So
yeah, I hope so. It's fun.
Hot minute. That was fire and minute all in one, Alex. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it. So I hear a hot minute. I think it's going to be a short amount of time.
You said hot minute. Hot minute. I don't know if I've ever used it that way, but I've said shit like,
"You're welcome."
Coming in hot, right? Coming in hot, coming in guns a-blazing, right? So I guess maybe hot is a slang term. Oh.
That's spicy.
Spicy is another one. Unless you're talking about your sandwich, I don't know, but
I don't know any really more slang that's actually like in circulation that's worth even mentioning right now.
Do people still say lit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't hate that one, but I never used it.
So it's used in different ways in from my point of view. Lit.
Yeah.
I've used it for like the way I've used it, because I have used it, but it's usually referring to somebody either being
super drunk, super high,
or high. Yeah. That dude's
or
lit.
a party. Like the party was lit. Like the party was.
I've
awesome.
heard that. I don't know that I've ever said it. So
I don't know.
It makes sense to me. I understand it. It's not something I use, but yeah, I've definitely said it about somebody, either someone else or even myself, like being really drunk or really high.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'd say that's still current though. Ooh, excuse me, I'm burping.
How about bomb? People used to describe something as bomb.
Is that so? Okay. Bomb is one.
That's the bomb.
Since Alex, since you brought it up, provide your definition of bomb.
It's good. Like I've heard people say it's a bomb burrito.
Good, excellent, that sort of thing. Yeah, like really, really good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely used it. I don't use it very often. Yeah, I've used it in a lot of ways, kind of like what was one of the ones we said before? Clap has a shitload of definitions. I think I maybe not as many as clap, but I've definitely used bomb in a few different contexts, I guess.
That's a
Maybe it
word you
means the
should
same
not
thing.
use at an airport.
No, I do
Probably
not
take
say
fire. Put fire on that list too.
that
I'll
is
describe
one
someone as
thing.
fire in an airport.
Yeah, that is a word that I have consciously never said. Made sure to never say in an airport. Like I don't care how good the food is that I'm having in the airport.
It's not bomb.
It's not it's not the bomb. It's not the bomb. I hate it when people joke about it too, because I'm like, I can see like the TSA people like just gearing up to tackle somebody and be like, "You need to come with us." uh, but yeah, I mean, you know, a large volume, my large volume travel when I was traveling all the time was in reality just a few years after 9/11. So, um, you know, dark skin, bald head. I got searched a lot. I'm just gonna say it. I got searched a lot. I especially coming, you know, because I was traveling internationally. Um, a lot, probably 2 years. 2 years of that travel. Most of my flights coming back into the country went through Washington Dulles Airport, and I basically just expected to get searched every single time coming back into the U.S.
You should have grown longer facial hair. Like it's
Yeah,
okay.
and I mean,
The
sometimes I did have
goatee
facial
adds
hair.
to the Mr. Miyagi
But
effect.
here's the
They'd be
thing.
like, "No, he's from the Karate Kid. He couldn't do anything bad."
So yeah,
Don't
so
mess with them.
here's the thing about the facial hair though. Like, my facial hair. Jesus Christ,
Is that the super Riz right there?
that's that Riz.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
dripping
my
in that
Riz.
Riz.
My
Oh
Riz,
man,
my
I'm
drip
gonna
feed
I'm gonna
bussin'.
reach I'm gonna reach deep into the bag today. Dripping in that Riz. Was that the correct way to say that? No, but going to the facial hair, like I was in my 20s and I couldn't grow a real thick beard, so a lot of times I was still shaving clean. And
Waited your whole life for that little soul patch there.
right, well now I can grow it pretty easy. But think about this. So mid 2000s, so we're only not even 5 years post 9/11, and I'm getting on international flights with shaved head and clean shaved face. And
It's because you
I
were
don't know
sucked, bro.
I don't know if you remember like the people that are strapping themselves up with bombs and shit like that. Typically, those those Muslim extremists, they usually had beards. Like that was a thing they did. But when they were getting ready to do something, blow themselves up or whatever, most of them. This is my point of view, but what I notice is they were usually clean shaven when they were getting ready to do their duty for Allah, I guess. In their minds, like so being usually clean shaven at the time, I got searched a lot. And then it didn't help that I am not one who dresses up to get on a freaking airplane. I know some people feel like they need to be like business casual on an airplane. No, I'm about to sit on an airplane for 8 to 9 hours. I'm going to be comfortable. So I was always in jeans and a hoodie sweatshirt. So I think they couldn't tell if I looked like a potential terrorist or like I can't think of the Chinese gang or the Asian gang, but like an
Yakuza.
Asian
Triad.
gangbanger.
Yakuza.
The triad, yeah. Triad or Yakuza or whatever. So I think they were
that's
just
Japanese, though.
We're just searching him. He's just getting
Triad's
searched.
Chinese, Yakuza's Japanese.
Yeah,
I think from the movies I watch.
that's right.
So,
So the moral of the story is you passed the vibe check.
Well, I made sure I didn't
coming
say
through the
shit like
airport.
bomb in the airport. I didn't make jokes. I didn't, I just smiled and yes sir, yes ma'am. I was very pointed with my answers to the customs officials. Why are you here? How long are you to be here? Where are you staying? Um, do you have? Are you carrying more than $10,000 in cash? That is,
I
by the
wish.
way, if you ever travel internationally, that is on the card that you have to fill out.
Yeah, I've seen that. Have you watched there's a series on that on people traveling like into Canada and stuff, or like into international airports, and they just get like sent back, or like a lot of people try and come in to the country and try and find work, right? But you're not allowed to do that. So
Right.
they bring like their diplomas and all sorts of like paperwork with them, and the customs agents are like, why do you need this if you're here for vacation?
Yeah.
Looks like you're trying to get a job here.
And Canada, actually, so it's as American citizens traveling into Canada, I think, is pretty easy. I haven't crossed that border since pre 9/11, so the only thing I know is that's different from when the last time I went is you have to have a passport. You have to have your passport. Your license does not count anymore. But as far as just traveling across the border to visit Canada, I don't think that's that hard.
You pretty much
As
just drive through.
as a U.S. citizen,
Mhm.
moving to Canada as a U.S. citizen, I believe, is very difficult. I think there's quite a few requirements. You already have to have like a
They
job
don't want
offer
us
in
up there.
place. You have to have um, a
Proof
certain
of
amount of
income.
money in your bank account and income and all that. Um, they don't want their population to continue increasing. They're not trying to attract people.
No.
They're not trying to attract immigrants to Canada. And I'm not just talking about illegal immigrants, just immigrants in general, right? Where the U.S., I mean, think back after, something that's significant for our family, World War II. A lot of Filipinos came to the U.S. after World War II. They were granted citizenship pretty easily at the time,
Mhm.
or at least visas, right? If you fought in the um, oh god, it's a long acronym. The U.S. Armed Forces in East Asia, like our grandfather did. He was after the war. He had the option to instantly become a U.S. citizen and come to the U.S.
Oh shit.
And he maintained that privilege because he didn't do it right away. I don't think he actually. I mean, he came to the U.S. because our parents started coming over, but I don't think he actually became a citizen until the late 70s or early 80s. So he had, and I don't think he had to give up his Philippine citizenship, where when our parents became citizens, they had to give up their Philippine citizenship. So they weren't allowed to be dual citizens. Whereas since Alex and I were born here, if we were to go to the Philippines and say we want to become citizens, I I don't know what the parameters are to actually become a Philippine citizen, but they would not make us surrender our U.S. passports. So we could be dual citizens. It'd be easier for us to be dual citizens than our parents.
Can you be a dual citizen in Canada and the U.S.?
That's a good question. I don't think anybody that um, immigrates into the U.S. from Canada can be a dual citizen. So basically, when you become when you immigrate to the U.S. from any country and you become a U.S. citizen, the U.S. I'm sure there's probably some special circumstances in some cases, but generally speaking, the U.S. requires you to surrender your passport and denounce your citizenship to
Now
your
they
home
make you
country.
pay taxes and all sorts of shit too. There's an exit tax because of all the like billionaires and super rich people that were just vacating the states with all their money.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Huge issue.
They're capping.
No cap, in fact.
No cap.
No cap.
I just want that sweet free Canadian healthcare
Well, you can do that in England too.
in England and
Uh,
much of the the world outside the U.S.
yeah. You might want that private dental care though. Um, oh. Oh, okay. So let's get back to the topic. What so we kind of talked about current generation, and I don't know if I have a banner for it, but well, I guess I don't. But what do you think is coming back? Or let's maybe what are previous generations? So I think for the current young generation, right? I think Bet, right?
I think Bet's
Simp,
here to stay.
Riz, Clap,
Mid's here to stay.
Mid. I think those are kind of the current young generation. I'd say
I like
Hot.
Yeet.
I
I'm a
think
big fan of
Hot comes from probably even before JR's generation. That might even reach back to our generation, Alex. I'm not sure.
Hot.
Depending on how you use it, right? Like coming in hot.
That bitch is hot.
Yeah, that's way back. That's
Not
way
even
before
slang
ours.
anymore. That's just like
Yeah, it's just language now, right?
that's how incorporated it has become. Or
Lit, I feel
assimilated.
like lit. I feel like is kind of post my generation, but it was close enough to where plenty of my generation have used and or still use it. Same thing with bomb. Although bomb is used in slightly different ways now. Like we say like da bomb, right? That was da bomb like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, now
What
it's used
you
as an
did was
adjective.
yeah. Fire, I feel like comes from your generation, Jr.
We did that.
I'm pretty sure that was you guys. I don't know.
We did that.
How about word? When we're like saying word,
Word.
does anybody say word? First of all, Jr., you're
Word.
the young one of us.
I still it finds its way into my so that's along the lines of bruh.
Bruh.
It's more like sound effects. Word
Bruh.
word falls into the sound effect category, like oof, bruh. Like I don't know. There's a couple.
You know what?
I like the sound effects. The sound effects count as slang too, right?
Okay. So I'm just kind of thinking about this, like the way word was used, right? When for my generation,
Mm-hmm.
like saying things like, oh word, like that's kind of saying like, oh, are
For
you
real.
serious? Or somebody says like, um, I don't know. I just won the lottery. Oh, word. I feel like that kind of falls into saying bet. I think bet. I'm just putting this together right now. I think bet is the new generation's version of us saying word.
It is. It
Right?
kind of is. But bruh also fall like you could respond instead of saying word, you could say bruh, bruh.
Uh,
Kind of, maybe not.
no, I
No,
don't think
I think I
so.
overused that one.
I think bruh's kind of like saying dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the type of emphasis and the way you say it, like bruh versus bro, is different. I think, or maybe that's just me being old. I don't know.
I think really what we've done with this entire podcast today is just show how old we are.
I have.
Start talking about
mean-
how we hate the new generation.
Yeah.
That's
So-
literally what this turned into, and the things that we find okay, acceptable.
So kind of
Do you
going.
still say? Do you
we've
still
already
say
been
sick?
kind of answering this question, but what slang terms or current pop culture language have you or do you think you will adopt and use? And Alex, we're going to start with you because you're a little bit closer to my age and Johnny's
will I
the
adopt?
young puppy.
What am I still using?
Yeah.
I still say sick.
Oh man, we haven't talked about sick.
That's
Sick
cool
is-
because you can extend that out. You can say sick or you can say sick.
Yeah. And that kind of has the same definition as like bomb, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that was bomb. Dude, that was sick. Even fire. So like kind of real good, right? Yeah, I've just kind of recently started adopting sick. It's not something I say on a regular basis, and not something that I've said for
That's
a
been
long
around
time.
for a long time.
It's been around for a while, and I think I guess I always understood it because it's kind of sick falls into like the same reason that it's kind of that exaggeration, if you will, kind of like saying a minute. I haven't seen you in a minute. Like, man, I haven't had Skyline chili in a minute, right?
Dude, I had Charlie's chili the other day. It was fucking delicious.
Over on Newport,
Mhm.
by Newport Pier.
The beer,
Is it good, Alex?
it's fire.
It's
It's
sick.
It's so sick.
It'll make your butt sick though.
Yeah,
Your butt will be on fire.
So how does it compare to Skyline chili?
Oh man, I think chili just has a special place in my heart.
I love chili. Oh,
Like the
all
best
chilies.
chili that you can get is at the top of a mountain. Like when they do the bread bowl and you're like skiing or snowboarding and you go and take the lift all the way up
Yeah.
and you're like, I want me a chili
Ja-
bread bowl.
Jared, have you ever had Skyline chili?
No, I haven't.
It's not like
It's
chili that you know.
as I say, it's a different thing. It's a very different animal than probably than chili that you're used to.
I just like, I don't know. I prefer chili with like no beans in it. Like that wolf chili, for example, that's just like the meat. And then it's
I
got
don't
like
like beans
onions
either.
and stuff in it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, but I'll eat it with beans either way. I'm not.
Yeah. I like all
Stick it in
kinds
front
of
of me,
chili,
huh?
man. I like all the chilies. It's good. They're all good. Even like the white chilies, like white bean or whatever, chicken chili. I even like that stuff. Not as much, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I like chili on my spaghetti noodles.
Do you eat that chili out of your booty hole once you're done?
That's
looks the
kinda
same.
gross. It does look the same. In a lot of ways, it smells the same too.
I don't know what kind of chili you're eating. It smells the same going in and coming out.
Well, it's spicy going in and spicy coming out.
That's not the vibe.
What else? What are the slang terms? Or what about slang that's coming back? So I think
Wait, hold on. I got one that I like, but I never really used.
what's
Or I
that?
didn't use it too much. I like describing a good-looking girl as a smoke show.
Oh yeah, I like smoke show.
I like that word. It's like it's not offensive. It's like, oh, cool, yeah.
But I also think it's kind of weird. It's not like old school slang, but it's older people that use it. In my experience, I guess.
Well, it's entered into Urban Dictionary in 2010. So that could be our
Okay,
generation.
yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I guess that is kind of my generation.
14 years it's been official.
So that brings up another question I have. How do you guys feel about where'd it go? I thought I had a banner. How do you guys feel about when slang terms get entered into the dictionary. Like, what was one that this would have been during my generation, but I hated it. Nom, right? Remember nom? Nom.
Oh,
Is that like you're eating something?
you're nom-nomming.
Nom. Not. It could be a verb. It could be a noun. I only ever knew it as a verb or a noun. Like the noms, right?
Mhm.
The sound made when eating something, in parentheses, or someone. uh, oh my god, that's awesome. Um, can be referred to as nomming, a verb, and is often pronounced in the sentence nom nom.
Nom.
I don't think I ever use it in terms of a sound. I've never used it. It's not a word I like, so I just never use it. But I, it took me a minute. I remember that. Granted, this was this was in the later 2000s, but I did figure it out. Dude, I'm totally gonna nom those marshmallows. That's one of the examples on.
Please stop saying
Urban
nom.
Dictionary. What's that?
Please stop saying nom.
Yeah, it's such a stupid word.
Oh my
My
goodness.
opinions are my own, but that is a stupid word.
It's a dumb word.
It's such a dumb word. I like Smoke Show. Let's stay with Smoke Show.
I like Smoke Show.
I vote to keep Smoke Show around. I like that one.
I want to use it more often.
I even
one
like
for the
Sick.
Smoke Show.
I still like Sick. I like Sick better than Bomb, actually.
Sick reminds me of a celebrity named Spencer Pratt. For those of you who watched girly TV shows on MTV in like the mid 2000s, he was on The Hills and I think Laguna Beach. He always said sick and he always extended it out. So he'd say like sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a fucking idiot. But he's a character.
he's a dude with he's got a really stupid laugh. I think it's him. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, is that the guy that started Blenders too? He's the guy that started that Blenders sunglasses company. The
Oh, no
blonde
kidding.
dude.
Damn, that made a lot of money. Because
Yeah.
people are still buying those glasses. They're cheap. They're like $25-$30. I think they're now like $50, but
They're relevant.
dude, I'm telling you, that's something I'd love to do. Complete side note. I'd love to
Sell
have
sunglasses.
apparel eventually. Have an apparel store. So shit like the GAJ Podcast. And
When you live in Southern California, you realize everyone has an apparel store or
Yeah.
apparel merchandise.
Dude,
Like-
every Instagram ever.
I remember being in LA and didn't realize that Supreme was an actual brand until I saw the store and realized their shirts, the fucking t-shirts. It's a red stripe that says Supreme on it. And it's like a $50 t-shirt. I'm like,
Oh, they're more than that. They're like 150.
so stupid.
It's my favorite type of taco from Taco Bell.
Taco Supreme.
Yeah.
You know what? If they branded the Supreme Taco like wrapper with the word Supreme, holy shit, that would be awesome. Am I the only one that thinks that?
Say that again. If they branded what?
So, like, you remember how they did the Doritos Locos tacos?
Yeah.
It was like a collab between Doritos and Taco Bell, right?
Right.
If they did a collab with like Supreme
Oh,
or their Supreme
brand.
tacos or something like that.
That'd be stupid. I'm just gonna say it right now. That'd be dumb.
Until you add the fire sauce.
And then you have the Supreme shit.
Man, what? So, okay, we talked about kind of the current pop culture, and I should have made more banners on this, but what's coming back? What do you think is coming back? Like, I think Minute is already back. What about things like gnarly, or when we were real young? This was definitely before JR's time. Like saying bad, right?
Bad.
Like,
Bad. Tits.
like
I think
I
tits.
still like the word gnarly. I think I
You
like the
don't?
spelling of it more though, because it starts with a G.
a
and you're like,
G.
oh, that's weird.
I'll say I like the word gnarly, but I think I use it in the more like traditional dictionary definition sense or the surfer sense.
I don't think bruh will ever go away.
No, because people have been saying that for a long time. That started before me, way before me.
Yeah. That one's a classic.
It's
That's
kind of
not
funny. Right as we were talking about that, I actually had another window open where I was watching a live stream from a Muay Thai class, and the guy walked right past the camera with a shirt that said "bruh." It's all said "bruh" with a period at the end.
What about, so I don't know, I just popped in my head saying things like hashtag, right? Hashtag not sponsored. Uh, you know, I I've seen it before and I'm not good at it, so I can't.
I like verbalizing my punctuation as well. I feel like that's a form of slang. Like you say
Okay.
something and then you can say exclamation point, or you ask a question, you say question mark. Like maybe
Okay.
like there's just a space like after you say something and they don't understand it's a question, so you say question mark.
I don't mind it because it kind of emphasizes what you were trying to accomplish, right? Like you
Mhm.
ask a question and somebody's not responding yet, and you're like question mark, like I'm asking you. So I get that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one. I don't think bad's coming back. I don't know why. Although no, maybe it has in some ways, like in more of a noun term, like what do they call them? Baddies? Is that the word baddie? Is that off of bad, like BAD, or is it BATT?
It's BAD.
BAD?
Yeah.
Baddie? What is a baddie?
Dude, it's
Look.
a bad one. It's a fucking hot ass, badass chick.
It's a smoke show.
Baddie.
It's a smoke show.
It's a smoke show. I'm gonna stick with smoke show. In that case, I don't think I'll be adopting that one. Let's stick. I'm sticking with smoke show. Y'all can use
She's the
baddie if you want.
baddest. She's a
She's a
strong
baddie.
ass, independent woman that don't need no man.
Oh, okay. Baddie. Yeah,
But
never used that one. I guess I get it. I mean, because once upon a time I said bad all the time. So it's kind of like it came back, but in a different form. It got reincarnated for a different reason, right? I guess I still use bad every once in a while, and it is in. I guess it is related to baddie, like you know, you're with the boys, you're being boys and talking like boys do, and you say shit like, "Oh, that girl's bad." So I'll say that. I don't think I've ever said that girl's a baddie. No, I don't think so. Definitely not. Definitely never said baddie on purpose. Conversationally.
This might be more of a Generation X thing in Southern California, but I've heard some slightly older people than me still use the word rad.
I like
Nice.
Brad.
I like rad.
Yeah, I like rad. I don't use it, but I like it. I accept it.
Yeah, I'll still use it every once in a while, but not like I used to. In fact, I want to watch that movie though. Rad. You guys remember
Yeah,
that movie?
I was thinking the movie.
Though you know what? The more I drive, the more I see people flipping people off more. Does that count? That's coming back.
That never left. Let's just be honest about that one. That one never left either.
Even the NPCs are starting to do it.
What about what about like old school terms like groovy? That's pretty my time.
It
That's
came back for a little bit, and then it quickly went away.
That's
Yeah.
just kind of something you use to describe somebody wearing bell-bottom jeans.
Like a hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a tie-dye t-shirt. Like, you're groovy.
Yeah, I think it might come out occasionally, but it's more because of me thinking of something like they got fucking flowers all over the shirt, and it looks like, or something about the outfit or the picture or whatever looks almost has like a psychedelic look to it, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, that's groovy. I don't know. I want to look up. I'm gonna look up like current slang.
This is more of a regional word. It's more for Northern California, but sometimes people still say hella.
Oh yeah, I
I
don't.
do that. I say
Yeah,
hella.
I was gonna say the so two people that I can think of that said that a lot. Jr. and then Alex. You never met her. Well, I'm not. We're not gonna talk about her. Somebody I hung out with for a little bit. That was probably way too young for me. Would say that. I'm just like, what did you say? What about? Oh, geez, I don't. How did we not say some of these? Like going back to current. Where's my current
Yeah.
one? Current slang. Bougie.
Oh, bougie. Yeah.
I use it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't use it, but
I
I
call
hear
Ashley
it.
bougie all the time.
I think we pretty much covered the ones that like we use with the people like in our circles though.
Yeah.
Because I mean stuff like bougie, bussin', what
I
is
don't
it?
know bussin'. I was
Woke,
about to say bussin' because I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that
Gucci,
is either. So you taking
bussin'.
public transportation?
Look here, essay. Are you calling me a term paper?
I guess it's amazing, really good.
What
It's
were
an
you saying?
adjective. Bussin'.
Basic.
So, okay, JR, since that's, I don't know if that's your generation or maybe even past you already. Just give
I'm
us
pretty
a
basic.
give us a definition of bussin' and use it in a sentence. This is like a spelling bee now.
Bussin'. All right, bussin'. Bussin.
Right?
Is
You
there an
can
apostrophe?
you can put an apostrophe if you want.
Oh,
I feel like it's optional.
interesting.
Um,
Okay.
and bussin' is awesome. That shit is like busting out great. It's like bussin'. These hot wings be bussin', bro.
Oh, I'll be honest. I thought
That's
we were
another word
going.
for fire.
I thought we were going toward like seeing a girl with big boobies, but like spilling out of her shirt. Like that girl's bussing, like bussing out.
Bussin'. I
Her
guess.
her boobies are bussing out of their shirt.
Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't use bussin'. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a
Well,
cultural word that certain demographic people use, and I don't fall into that category.
okay. Bussing. Drip.
I'm too
I
white for
understand drip. I just
that.
don't use it. I'm too white.
I am.
I like the term basic bitch.
Yeah, I do too.
When I first heard that, it just made me laugh. That's a great one.
And Karen.
Okay.
What is so? Yeah, you hear people talk about like, oh, she's such a Karen. What's the male equivalent?
For Karen?
Yeah,
I thought it was Kevin.
Kyle.
Kyle.
Okay, so you know Kyle from South Park?
Is it Kyle or
His
Kevin?
mom's a bitch.
Yeah. So you got to say it like Kyle.
Yeah,
You
but
just-
when you're talking about like a Karen, like, is it really
Yeah.
Kyle or is it like a? I could see Kevin. I don't know
You
why, but
Yeah, Kyle is like you can use that to describe any guy or like so if you don't know a guy's name just say he's Kyle. Right?
is that for real? Like,
That's a
are
real
you making
thing.
that up? Oh,
No,
okay.
that's a real thing. If you
I
don't
didn't
know
know.
his name, you can refer to him as Kyle. If he's basic and you can call him a Kyle. If he's I don't know, it's like just word association type
Okay.
thing.
Okay. What about drip? Do you guys use drip?
Nope.
I don't even know how to
I'm
use
an
it.
adult.
I know it has something. I know it has something to do with like fashion or style, but I don't. I just don't know how to use it.
Your fit, your drip. Your clothes.
Your clothes. Oh, okay, so it's like
your
it's more-
accessories.
see, this says adjective. I guess I've well, I guess I've heard it both ways. It says adjective. I always thought it was more of a noun.
Drip
that
is
drip,
like
your
style.
clothes,
Your
your
style.
style, your
Yeah.
your fashion, not.
You have no drip.
But that's a noun to me.
I'm dripless.
I'm trying to figure out an adjective version of it. I don't know. I'm not going to use it, so it doesn't matter. Oh, you know what? Ashley says extra. She's so extra. That's so extra. You're so extra. And Lillian says it a lot too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one that'll stick around.
This list is actually top 10 American slang words in 2024. So that's why I'm just going down the list. Rent free. Do you guys use rent free? I don't even know. That.
I do. It's
Yeah.
it's good trash talking when it comes to sports.
All
If
right.
somebody says something like all all palm trees look like lollipops? All the trees in California are like supposed to look like lollipops. That's kind of gonna live rent free in their head for the rest of the day.
Oh, okay. I have heard that. Okay, I get that one a little bit.
When it comes to like talking, when it comes to trash talking sports, it's like saying, let's say Ohio State and Michigan. We'll say that Michigan might say like our 3 wins will live rent free in Ohio State fans' heads, and then Ohio State will reply, "Well, that asterisk will live rent free in your head forever."
Gotcha.
Something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. I get it. Probably not using it, but I get it.
Probably not using it.
Do you guys use it?
Rent free, yeah, I use it.
Yeah, for trash talking.
Okay. Here's one I use. Salty.
Yeah.
I use that a lot. Like I'm still pretty salty about that encounter, whatever. About that conversation about whatever. Tickets. Traffic tickets. I get pretty salty about traffic tickets. That's what I
Well,
use quite
Here's
a
a
bit,
word
actually.
I love. I love this word. Wonky.
Yeah. I do use that one.
It just sounds funny.
Wonky. I like it.
Moist. That'll live rent free in your head for the next fucking 2 days.
All the females just turned off.
Yep.
Look,
Yep.
when I describe a delicious muffin or cake,
Hoagie.
part of it is it's moist. And when people get like
Don't make it worse. See, it's already living rent free in his head. He's talking about it.
that's I'm like, that's just an adjective. Like that can absolutely be a good thing. I guess I've known plenty of usually females that hate that word. I still don't really get it.
He's
Yeah,
next to not to
but-
moisture, so like I can't listen to the weatherman because he's gonna say moisture.
Yeah, I don't know. What about shook? Do you guys say shook a lot or ever?
Like when there's an earthquake and my apartment shook.
I just realized I'm talking to two California residents, so maybe you guys say the ground shook all the time. Not one I use. I understand it. I feel like it's kind of funny that it's on a top 10 for 2024. I'm surprised about shook and salty being on this. Well, no, salty's still used quite a bit, I guess. I didn't know.
If anything,
that's
Salty's
just me.
coming back.
You think it's coming back? Interesting.
We're part of the Salty crew, bro.
Okay. I guess I could see that. Yeah, it's
Salty and moist.
salty never like actually completely disappeared, but it kind of tailed off, and it stocks going back up. I think that's the same thing with extra. Then I'm not sure. Bougie, I just think bougie has been sticking around. The last one on here is vibe check. I think JR said that earlier, but I don't understand that one. Is that like your mood?
Yeah, vibe is like your mood, and if you pass
Okay.
the mood check,
Okay.
the vibe check. Like if somebody comes in and they got a bad attitude, they're not passing the vibe check.
Oh, what about when people say, yeah, that one I understand. I don't think I can see JR. I can see you saying it. You using that one, Alex? I don't see you
The
using that.
vibe check?
That's a vibe check.
I'm definitely not gonna say it.
I don't use it a whole lot.
I mean, I guess I've used vibe to describe like an environment. Like you go into a meeting and the vibe is positive, the vibe is upbeat, or you just gave me a bad vibe, so I didn't stick around too long in that meeting. Or like you go out to the bar or a club or something like that. I like the vibe in that place, you know.
Look at you using vibe.
Yeah, right. I guess I do use vibe, but I don't use. So I use vibe. I don't use vibe check. I don't say like vibe check. Just calling you on a vibe check.
I feel like we should do a day when we like are doing this. We should pick a word and then like have to take a shot every time the word gets said. Like a punishment word or something like that. I don't know.
Or pick a word and we all have to use it at some point. Or like pick 5 or 10 words and we have to somehow use it conversationally during the podcast.
Yeah.
Like
To pass the vibe check.
That
If you
reminds
don't
me of
pass the vibe
that reminds
check-
me of a game I used to play in a bar with one of my buddies. We'd and a lot of times we wouldn't even be at the same bar. We'd just be texting each other the results. So it's a game I made up where you go up to a girl, start a conversation with her, and in that conversation you have to fit in as many Taylor Swift songs as you can.
That's awesome.
It was fucking fun as shit.
Oh god.
It was one of my favorite things to do at bars.
I think the only one I ever did was well, it was on like
I could never fit in the song "Teardrops" on my guitar in a conversation.
I just don't know. I don't
You
know
just have to
enough Taylor
say it.
Swift songs to play that game. That'd be fun though.
She has some easy ones
really
like
funny.
"Red." That might be the easiest one.
Shake It Off.
Cruel Summer, Blank Space, Love Story. I knew you
This
were
was a long
trouble.
time ago. This was before some of the songs came out.
Yeah.
Bad Blood.
Mine. Some of them are really simple ones. Sparks
Me.
Fly.
Slut.
That would get me. That would get me slapped.
That one got you slapped.
But
we used to
Daddy,
be
I
like
love
the-
him. If you can say, but Daddy, I love him in a sentence when you're talking to a chick.
We used to just do the whole like Super Troopers thing, right? So we
Meow?
like how many
Yeah,
how many times can you say meow during the presentation? The one that was really funny was I don't know why. I think it's funny because I was good at it, like saying doo doo.
The meow one I did in the middle of a big meeting one time. I got it twice, and I kind of chickened out. Doing it again because I do these meetings. These are huge meetings where you're kind of giving updates on projects, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are just head down in their laptop. Or here's clicking of the keystrokes. So I was like, no one's paying attention. If I just said meow,
Like
Yeah.
you didn't even like use it in like a sentence like
no,
saying like
I did it.
say like
Right, meow.
meow. I'm gonna cover
I said
last
instead
last
of
quarter's
now, I said
numbers.
now.
Yeah, yeah. You use it instead of now.
Or but if
Totally.
there's like bullet points on the being projected, but like meow to the next one, it's gonna be
Oh, I just found one that I feel like I've used, but not like this would have been more in college. Dank.
dank.
Yeah. I think that's definitely before you, JR. Do you even know that one? Dank?
Dank, dark and dreary. It means good weed. Yeah, I know that one.
Or dead. I never use dead like that, that Beavis the Butthead skit had me dead. I don't know. I get it, but I don't use it. Delulu. I don't even know.
I don't even want to know about that one. That one's stupid.
Used to describe someone who holds unrealistic or overly idealistic beliefs.
So they're delusional?
Delusional. Okay. That's stupid.
You found a stupider word to describe stupid people.
Yeah. Like, it makes you sound dyslexic.
Here's a word that's also the name of a popular streamer. Sketch.
I don't know the streamer, but
I use that.
I do use
Sketch.
Sketch.
What's up, brother?
Bro,
I
that
do
one's
use
sick.
Sketch. You guys know this. I go camping and off-roading all the way into the forest and the mountains, like not on campgrounds. So some of the trails we go on, yeah, I use Sketch. Or some of the fixes we have to do on someone's vehicle. It's like, that looks super sketch, dude. Like, I don't know if that's gonna hold up. So I guess I do use Sketch.
Similar to Sketch is sus.
I don't use sus.
I don't use sus either.
I don't use sus.
I've heard it.
That's a pretty new one. That one's JR, is that your generation or is that after
That's like
you
Gen
already?
Z.
Sus is the generation itself is sus.
That's a fair comment, actually.
Chuggy.
I don't know this one. I can't even say this word. Cheggy?
Cheggy.
Chuggy.
Cheugy.
Chuggy.
Chuggy?
Yeah.
I guess it's the opposite of trendy, so it's like trash.
Don't ever say that word. That's
I have no plans. This is the first time I've ever seen the word. I've never heard it.
I've never
I
heard
do
it.
say, by the way, if you didn't catch that, I say trash. That's trash.
trash. Dog water. I like dog water.
I don't use that one, but I get it.
Same thing. It's trash.
It's trash. Ops, anyone in competition or against you, enemies.
Anybody describe things as dookie still?
No, that's what I do after I eat a taco supreme.
Say, that's a noun to me, and it means poop.
Yeah. Yes. In fact, you are correct.
That's not new. That's an old one. Is it? Are you telling us it's coming back?
No, but I'm just seeing if anybody else uses it.
I like saying that blast the dookie.
Blasted dookie. Oh my god, it smells like dookie.
Like I need to drop a big old dookie. Ops. I don't use ops. I guess it means like opposition, opponents.
Do you use AF?
No.
Yeah.
See, I'm more likely to
Yes.
say it out. I'm just saying as fuck
It depends on
where I'm at.
right the context, the environment, who's around.
Mm.
I think I'd
I'll
say
say
AF.
it.
I think I'd just say as F.
I say AF because I don't know why. Saying as F sounds. I don't know. I just don't like it. So I will say AF. But that's. I'm consciously saying it. Like it's not part of my regular rhythm or vocabulary. It's like I'm noticing who's around me and I'm trying not to curse so much. So I say AF.
That's
But
good.
something I will say every once in a while is like I'll fuck with that. I'd fuck with that, right? I would do that. Like that's cool. I'm into that.
Fuck with it.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
I do say that one. I feel like that's past my generation, but it's something not on a regular basis, but I've selectively adopted.
Is this thing better over this way?
I feel like you need to, because of where it's coming from, I feel like you might need to spin it around so that it's pointed down, so it's picking your voice up more. I mean, it's picking you up fine.
But get it like closer to my face? Because
Oh, I
it's
just meant-
directional.
I just meant. Oh, okay. Then maybe, yeah. I guess maybe it's pointed the right way. Then I don't know. So, yeah, I'm still learning about microphones, so I'm not sure.
Hello.
Here's one I don't know. Yeet. Y-E-E-T. Do you guys know that one?
It's been in my comment for
Yeah,
I've
been up there for
we've already
been up
gone
for
through
40
these.
minutes, dude.
Sorry, I don't have the screen maximized, so I couldn't see your.
We get
Things.
it's like when you yeet something, get yeeted, like get thrown. Yeet.
Oh,
It's got a really good sound effect to it.
gotcha. That's where. Okay.
Like if
Okay,
somebody
I get
throws a
that.
beer off of a deck, right, and you're out in the pool in the backyard, they yeeted that beer in your general direction.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's a fun one. That's a good one. Yeet. I love that word.
I'm probably not going to use it, but I'm not going to be mad at it. I won't be mad at it.
That's kind of similar to one from when I was in college, back when The Simpsons was still good. People used to say yoink.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
grab something, you snag it, yoink.
I'll say I do remember
Yoink
that.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember saying that. I remember. Do you remember my roommate Mark?
Yep.
He used to say that shit all the time.
Yoink.
Yoink. Does anybody ever say? So I kind of reach back for this one. And I think it's something I say, but does anybody ever say "What up, yo" anymore?
I think I'll say it without thinking.
What
Sup,
up,
yo?
yo?
I abbreviate the what up to sup.
Sup?
What's up, yo?
Okay. That's another one.
Mhm.
Dog. Does anybody say dog anymore? What up, dog?
I still do.
Where my dogs at?
I think I just say yo a lot. Instead of
What
like
up,
a hey,
dog?
what's going on? How's it going? Like an actual like introduction. Yo.
What up, doe?
Yo. Yo.
I don't know Pookie. That one's showing up here.
Pookie.
A nickname for a best friend or someone you love.
That's
Yeah.
stupid as shit.
That's stupid. What do millennials say instead of cool?
That's like Bay.
dank. Okay, that's where dank came from. Okay. Has no-
Do people still say Bay?
Oh God, I forgot about that one. Never said it. Glad it disappeared. I do not. Yeah, you know what? JR, do people still say Bay? Do the young kids say Bay?
No.
You did. Oh my God, you did. I remember you saying that.
Is it a word or is it an acronym?
It's a text. It's what you use in text messages. You don't
It's
actually
like
say that word. You
it's
say
kinda like-
babe
It's like a pet name, but
before anything else.
Yep. That's
I
what I
remember-
thought it meant.
I don't remember who you were dating, but I remember you're like, oh, it's. What, you'd be like Saturday's Bay Day, and I would be like, what the fuck did you just say?
That sounds like something that I would have done, yeah. I'm not going to take that one away from you. Or me, for that matter. Those were the days. Those were the Bay days.
Bay Day. Riz. The only thing I ever think about whenever when I hear Riz is Anthony Rizzo. That Riz, like, oh, like if someone said like, if somebody said like, got that Riz, I'd be like, oh, what did he do today? Like thinking they were saying like Anthony Rizzo did something cool today during the game. Which makes it confusing when it's like wintertime because he's a baseball player.
God.
What's coming back? So we talked about where was it? Minute has already come back.
I feel like we've already discussed what's already been coming back and kind of
Bob's,
what's
I know.
here to stay.
But we've covered a few other things too, so I think
Do people ever say fetch?
Yeah, well, they want me to go get something.
I was with my
fetch.
dog. I was throwing a stick.
I remember it from
That's a very popular movie that
from
I
the
surprisingly
movie.
have never seen.
it had
It got a remake.
Alicia Silverstone, that's who was in it.
No, she's not in it. Lindsay
What?
Lohan's in it.
What movie are you talking about?
Mean Girls. Alicia Silverstone said "as if."
She did. Oh, was that? Yeah,
Fetch is
okay.
from Mean Girls, which came out in
Yeah,
like
something like I remember
2002 or 3 or
it was
4.
like a fucking ditzy rich girl thing to say like that. Something was so fetch, and I still don't even remember what it meant. Was it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think that was part of the movie where some girl was trying to make it a slang,
Make
and
it a
they
thing?
really couldn't figure out what it meant. But I think it's supposed to mean something
Oh,
positive, like saying it's cool.
okay, that's what I thought. Like,
Yeah, Mean Girls came out in 2004.
oh yeah, it was like it was actually slang for. Uh, it was kind of a shorter way of saying like, "You look very fetching today." I remember, to me, that's like an English thing, like from England English. Ugh, I'm getting stuffed up.
Same, bro. Same.
Yeah, but so we kind of started to answer, but we're talking about some of these words ending up like in the dictionary. Like I think that's weird, especially one of the ones that Johnny kind of categorized some of these as like sound effects, like nom.
Nom.
Um,
When I hear Nom, I
Uh,
think of Pac-Man.
yeah, me too.
For Nom?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why I think of that.
he's going
But
nom
Nom.
nom 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 nom.
yeah, shit, that's probably where it came from, to be honest.
Nom, nom, nom.
Slang phrase.
I like that one. The noms.
Bougie. I don't think that's that new. So I don't know if that's something that came back or it just never left. I feel like salty never left. I think shook came back.
Shook is a good one.
To me, that's something that came back.
It had you shook.
Had me shook. Yeah. Woke. That's definitely newer.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's. I remember like that was like a good thing to me, right? Like the young kids were like wanted to be woke. To me, I'm just like, that's insulting. Don't ever call me woke.
That's funny.
Amped. I feel like amped is one that's been around for a long time. Oh, basic. I don't think I ever used that one, but I get it.
I feel pretty basic sometimes.
Bestie. I think like as far as my generation, I feel like women from my generation adopt that more than anybody else. But that's probably from I would say your generation, JR. Bestie.
You think so?
Blow off steam, is that a current one? I feel like that's an old one. If it's current, it came back. Oh, I don't know how this is current, but break a leg. That's
Hmm.
I feel like that's not current. I don't. What's the title of this list?
That's not really slang. Break a leg is like a full on like say. That's like a sentence.
These are some of these are slang phrases.
I like the sound effects and the abbreviations the best.
Chill or chill out. I feel like that's come back.
Chill, bro. Chill. Calm your
Cray,
tip.
yeah, calm your tits. Cray cray is it's not coming back. I feel like it just hasn't quite disappeared all the way yet. I don't feel like it's picking up steam by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Curveball, ditch, dude. Everybody still uses dude. That never left. Ooh, epic. I like epic. Fan. So yeah, freshman 15's on here. So, yeah, slang. How are we feeling about slang? You guys like the topic?
I think it's a good one.
Yeah,
I think we have the approval.
yeah.
You want the age-old debate words?
What's that?
You want the age-old debate? Might not even. It might be slang. Some people consider it slang.
Throw it out there.
Soda or pop?
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
a
gonna
good
be
one.
regional
Well, then you got to add Coke to that too.
and Coke.
That is a good
Everything's
Cola.
Coke.
I don't know why we breezed past it, but Alex said grind my gears several times earlier, and we never talked about
That's a
it.
reference, though.
I really
It's a pop
grind
culture
my
reference.
gears. Yeah, totally.
Grab my gears.
Totally, by the way, is slang. And I still say it. Yeah. Yeah. Slang. Generational language. What about all you out there in podcast land? What's how would you define your generation for yourself? And what are some of the most common or most popular slang terms or phrases you use?
What are you
And-
embarrassed that you used to say?
Yeah, that's a great one. What are you embarrassed that you say, and what do you think your generation created versus brought back from, say, my generation or another generation before you? So, yeah, let's keep those questions out there. We'd love to see your comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify currently. Hopefully, we'll be some other places, but that's where we are right now. So, leave a comment, ask a question, throw a shout out. We will acknowledge you in the next one. Until then, I think we're going to call it on this episode of the GAJ Podcast. And we will see you guys next week.
No
Have a
Diddy.
good one.
No Diddy.
What up, yo? Peace out. Deuces. Outie, outie. Bye-bye.